Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fun on Weekdays podcast. Danielle has like the biggest smile on her face right now. I feel like your energy is just coming off onto me. I have a very exciting guest today. Danielle, take it away. I would say your last name, but to be honest with you, I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's okay. I appreciate the honesty. No one really knows. Sometimes I don't even know. Like, I say it as, my name's Danielle Carolan.
Okay, see, I was going to say Carolan. So
a lot of people say
very
that.
off.
Yeah, totally okay. A lot of people say Caroline, but I don't really know where the I is, so that one I don't really understand. But Carolan, I've heard it all.
Okay, I usually get Palick.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'm just kind of used to it. I just kind of let people go with it. So
I don't really get offended.
Yeah, I don't get offended either, but I wanted to make sure for this episode that we get it correct for you so that all the people out there know who we're talking to. So Danielle, tell us about yourself. Danielle just moved to New York City. That's where we are right now. We're here for the week.
I am so happy you're here. It just makes everything so much better because I literally just got here 2 weeks ago.
I know, right?
And I'm just hitting the ground running.
Exactly. How's that going so far?
It's so fun, and I when everyone asks me, I want to say, oh, I'm so stressed, I'm so worried, I'm homesick, but I'm just not. I'm so happy to be here, and I feel like you probably feel this way too. Like, when you're in New York City, there's such a rush that you don't even have time to think about your feelings. You're just so happy to be here.
Yeah, and I feel like us too, these past couple of weeks, you're starting to do your podcast full time and your content, and you do YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You're like an OG YouTube girly.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get into all of that too, but I feel like, when you're moving to a new place, there's just so much excitement about getting into an apartment and decorating and all of that.
Oh my gosh.
And I feel like it's really exciting. So I'm excited for you. I love watching what you're posting. I can just tell that you're so happy, and it makes me happy to see your friends happy.
Oh, that is seriously the best. It's always good to support each other and back at you. I was just telling Jenna off air how happy I am for you that you're doing this full time. It's the craziest dream come true.
Thank you.
Sure. But kind of a little just summary bio about me. She kind of honestly gave a great intro. My name's Danielle. I just graduated in May from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. And I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. Grew up there. Went to school in Georgia. And now I just moved up to New York City. And I started a YouTube channel in 2010.
She's an OG.
Yeah, back in the days where you were making makeup tutorials with Claire's eyeshadow palette.
I was gonna say, what was your original content? How is that how has that shifted over the time since you've grown up?
Oh, so much. And I get embarrassed, and then I'm like, but that was so long ago, and I was so happy at that time, and I loved it. So originally it was, on my laptop webcam or my parents' webcam. They didn't even know I started the channel. I was literally 11.
Not the webcam. Oh my god.
Webcam.
With the plug-in USB to your desktop computer. I used to have that. We go on Omegle.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was actually 12 years old. I should not have been on there.
And Skyping people.
Oh yeah, I would love to Skype before you had FaceTime,
Oh yeah, OG FaceTime.
So you're just, how old were you when you started that?
I was 11.
Okay.
11 or 12. I never know the right answer.
So you're just locked away in your bedroom, filming yourself, and your parents have no idea.
No idea whatsoever. I started out making music videos. Were you ever on that?
Oh my god, don't get me started on the music videos.
Okay, so you do know.
I would do the stop motion with
yeah, the clock.
I feel like if there's an opportunity for me to, I will try to post one of the ones that I've made. But I used to be obsessed with those. My YouTube was Jenny and Jenna.
You had a YouTube?
Look it up. Yeah, but I think we ended up deleting the videos because the other girl ran the account, and I think that she deleted them.
Happens.
She didn't want to have that internet what's that called? Not blueprint.
I think it's blueprint.
Carbon.
No.
No. Oh my god.
Nope.
Wow, we just sounded really stupid.
Digital footprint.
There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if they exist anymore, but so you're over there doing music videos, producing your own.
Yeah, and then so that was actually another YouTube channel that will never resurface. It was so embarrassing. It was just fun, kind of like what you're talking about. And then I made this other YouTube channel called The Makeup by Danielle. That's still my username, but I just changed it to my name, Danielle Carolan. I never even said my last name. I never even said my middle name. And I was just making kind of similar in the sense I was showing my favorite makeup products, Forever 21 hauls, Limited 2 hauls, probably. Who even knows at the time? And then, I know.
Oh my god, I missed that girl.
I know. She was so fun. fun.
I know.
Such a fun time in life.
Seriously.
Yeah, and then I just kept kind of doing that and starting to grow followers very small. Like, now people, you grow followers so fast, but back in the day, it was so not popular that it took me a year to hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, it was not...
I feel like YouTube is a little bit harder, too, because it's a long-length platform, right? So, like, you have to capture people's attention for a long span of time.
True.
And then I feel like TikTok is a little different in the sense that, like, it's 30 to 60 seconds. If you have one video go viral, like, you could get thousands of followers. But I feel like YouTube is a very more, like, engaged, long-term kind of, like, fan base, I would say, like, support system.
Definitely, and I think that's why my channel has been very consistent. I've literally never had a YouTube video hit 1 million views, I don't think. Maybe, like, one. I've never, like, gone viral. It's always just been this very consistent thing. So when I've met with my YouTube networks, my YouTube managers, just everyone under the sun, they all say, wow, you have such great engagement. Like, I might not grow exponentially every day, but it's like the people do keep coming back. So I'm thankful for that, my Dan fam. But yes, it's a really good point. It's just more engaged. It's like they know so much about your life because they're watching. Now I make like 30 to 40 minute vlogs and they know my dad's middle name, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's great though, because the people that like follow and support you, they want to feel invested in your life. Like they feel like your friend, and they've also kind of watched you grow up, but also grew up alongside you. So I think that's like such a cool thing. Thanks. And now that you are out of college and you're doing it full time, we're both basically just starting full time, because even though you were doing it full time before, I mean, you had school. Yes. And so I think a lot of the people that listen to both of us, we are a little bit of like maybe some motivation, inspiration of like anybody can literally pick up your phone, your camera, your microphone, and you could start doing something like this if you are actually, you know, interested in pursuing like not social media, but like content.
Great point. Like, you have to actually be interested, because there's nothing, I'm sure you've experienced in the last year when people say like, oh, I want to be famous on TikTok, I want to do this, and it's like, but do you actually enjoy it? Do you enjoy, like, you can tell in your content you make, you are so happy to do it, you want to do it, and that's how people are attracted to it. But when you're like doing it because you think it can be successful, I feel like it can be taken the wrong way. So I feel like you have to do it when you love it.
I think both of us, I mean, we both started our channels for the purpose of like just doing something that made us happy.
Yes.
And it wasn't like really for other people to see. It was just, you know, something fun. And then it ended up becoming something big. And now we have this opportunity.
So cool.
And yeah, it is so cool and so surreal. And now you're living in your dream city. So I want to take it back like a few steps into college. A lot of people that listen are younger girls, are in college, maybe going into college.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. And so I want to hear some of your advice for girls who are still in school, like how you manage your time, first of all, because that is something that I have not mastered. And I think from the outside looking in, it might seem like we have it all together. You mentioned you have a calendar. So curious how you managed all of what you do right now, but also taking full-time classes.
Totally. Yeah, no, I can definitely speak a lot on this just because I dealt with it my whole life. And I was telling Jenna, also off air, before this, that this is my first time where I only do social media full time. I've always had something else, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm curious to see how I handle this, because I'm almost used to too much that and this is like probably not a good thing, but when I have too much, I almost get it done more than you could probably relate to. Like, if you just have one thing, you have to, I can do it tomorrow. But when you have, 7 things, you have 2 homework assignments, study for a test, edit a video to go up tomorrow, record the podcast with Brooke, that's my podcast I have with my friend, and like, I need to like do more on TikTok. Oh my God, it's too much. But at the same time in my head, I'm like, okay, like, let's time batch this. So my biggest tip would be time batching. So maybe one day I spend 2 to 3 hours on a Wednesday afternoon, and that's like my content creation time. So I'm putting on makeup, because I don't put on makeup absolutely every day. Yeah. Because why would I? Especially in school.
That's a huge thing too. Like, when you have to film videos, and especially when it's like for a brand or something, or it's like a big video and you want to look presentable, but it's like some days you just kind of feel like shit about yourself and you don't want to put on makeup. And I feel like those are the things that people don't necessarily see. So like literally putting time into your schedule to just get ready. Oh my gosh. How crazy is that you even have to think about that?
It's so crazy. And like, also I feel like it kind of goes back to what we were saying before about wanting to be happy and wanting to do it because you love it. Like, I'd rather put on makeup one day and be feeling so good about myself and like record a ton of content rather than
Right.
oh, I have to do this video and I don't feel great about myself, but I'm just gonna slap makeup on or whatever. Like, I'd rather time batch and be like, okay, today's content day, so I'm gonna like drink a little extra coffee, take a little ginger shot, get hyped, and do it. And then so maybe the next day is like, okay, today's study day, today's grind time. We're going to a Panera, we're going to Starbucks, we're hair is up, no makeup, serum, whatever it may be, like getting after it. Like I'm a chameleon. I like to just adjust to whatever. So like today, I was meeting with Jenna. I put on my cowboy boots.
Yes.
Put on my cowboy
They're
boots.
so cute, you guys. Also, plug them really quickly.
They're from Lucchesi. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think they're like actual boot makers.
They are very proud? I am so proud. They are so cute. I love them. I brought my boots too, but today I'm wearing heels. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw on the red boots. You're a city girl today. You have to have fun in the city. Right? I was trying to be like a little more edgy. Not really my style, but you know, I'm trying. Definitely going to take these off in a minute. So you are very good at time blocking your schedule, and then anything else like that?
I think also just being able to say no sometimes.
Okay.
Things. That was the biggest thing. I'm sure you could agree in college. There's lots of fun things, especially if you're in Greek life or anything. There's socials, there's date nights, there's everything under the sun, and it's so easy to be like, yes, but if you're just like not feeling good, why put yourself in a place? Like, there was times I'd say yes to something and go to it and be so miserable the whole time because I have a test the next day, or I need to get a video up, or I have a call in the morning, whatever it may be, that you're not even present. Like, why'd you even go? Like, it wasn't worth it. So there's definitely, like last night I had to say no to something because I needed to clean my apartment. I needed to edit. Like, you just have to sometimes.
That I love that you brought that up because my last episode that I did with Connor, we talked a lot about how, like, that's my weakness. And it's so good to, like, validate that what you're going through is just a very common thing that everybody can relate to. So for anyone listening to, like, this is another reminder that it is literally so important because, like you said, I love this, was that if you are going and you have all these other things on your mind, then you're not present. And, like, what's the point of going and being around people if you're thinking about other things and you're not able to give your time and attention to that person? So that's a huge point. But you were super busy in college. So and I know you mentioned you were in a sorority. Which one?
Kappa Delta.
Okay. Kappa Delta's out there. You got a sister. I was in Alpha Phi. I know I talk about it a lot.
I know. I loved your little, like, recap you did when Alabama Rush Talk was going on.
Oh, my gosh.
I, like, watched all the stories.
You know what? My outfits were very questionable, but at the time, I think I did pretty well.
That's the thing. Like, you can't regret it because at the time, that was so trendy.
It was trendy. I was like, with the times. There were a few questionable things. But during college, and I mean, this was literally just a few months ago, what were some of your favorite fun on weekday things that you would do, like with your friends or just alone? Literally anything. What were your favorite things to do in college, I guess?
Oh, I got you. So this is, like, so specific to University of Georgia, but I truly have to talk about it.
Okay.
There was this place, and maybe you had something like this as well, that was, like, our go-to bar, and it was also a restaurant, so it was, like, a little bit more elevated. It was called Polly. It is called Polly's Original Crepe Bar. I'm going to be that girl that is there in 5 years, still there, like, pretending I'm still a student, because that place, like, I eventually went there so much, I got half off. Like, I'm obsessed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like, I would reserve
You should have just worked there.
I really wanted to, and the owner was like, Danielle, you simply don't have time. Like, I'd love you to, but, like, you just don't have time. I was like, you're right. But if you do go to school in Georgia, definitely go to Polly's. It's a great game day spot. They had the best drinks. They had this Mimosa drink that I've yet to find another restaurant that has it. Have you had a Mimosa?
Yes, I'm so glad you say that. So there's a place in Austin on the street, on Rainy Street where I live, and it's called Bangers. They have it's like a sausage house, which I know that might sound a little more fun for some people that have said that. And it is like an entire bottle of champagne in this, like, giant glass. Is that the same thing?
Okay, no, but that also sounds amazing. No, so, but it was called a Mimosa?
Yeah, and you're leaving that place, like, you're feeling good on a Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Well, so.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to make this for you one day, or you're just gonna have to try it. So a Mimosa was, like, my go-to game day drink. It's what I would just like to drink all the time, but a lot of any bar can make it, but it's just kind of weird. So it's basically like a normal glass, like a pint-sized glass. And it's a mimosa, so it's champagne and orange juice with vodka.
Oh my God.
So it's like a screwdriver.
Goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, goodbye. But, like, I never get I get drunk off of them, but not in, like, a bad way.
Yeah.
They make you feel so good. They're so refreshing. And so I'd always go and get a mimosa or 4, but it was a big fun on weekdays thing, like, because they also served food, and it was like a crepe bar, but they had other stuff too. So, like, on Tuesday nights, Polly's nights, that was a big one. And also we were big into walking on campus. Like college campuses are so beautiful.
They are so
nice.
pretty.
And Athens in specific has lots of great shops. We do like boutique shopping. Go to Atlanta for the day.
How far
spin
was
class? About 2 hours, an hour and a half. So
cool.
But it was nice to be near a city.
And spin class. So I started doing that in like January.
I saw.
I haven't been to it in a while.
Me neither,
Like honestly, I've been so bad about it just because I've had so many things going on. It's really, really hard to incorporate fitness into like your daily schedule, especially if you're going to a gym that's like only open certain hours.
Yeah, in certain classes you have to register, and if you don't make the class, and if you have your makeup on and stuff, you're sweating, shower, the whole. I'm making excuses, but like, okay, especially like if you're so busy, go, and then it's like 8 o'clock, I could work out, or I could like get into bed early.
Yeah, I know, I feel that. So we both love cycling, and okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but you became a cycling instructor?
Yes.
Okay, we love that for you.
Oh,
on
so
what?
fun.
Where can I watch this? Where can I take your classes?
I wish it was like on Peloton or something. No, I have some videos on my phone I can show you later.
Okay.
But no, I taught at Pervello in Athens, Georgia. They have a couple different studios. Loved it so much. Unfortunately, I started in January, taught January, February, March. COVID happened, and then to be honest, I just never started back up when I came back to school in the fall. But I still went, and I still loved it so much. And everyone's asking me if like I want to instruct again in the city, and it's definitely a goal of mine. But I have to like start getting back into shape for that. So because you have to be like, I was in the best shape of my entire life.
You're not only like taking the class yourself, but you're also talking during it. And like I'm so out of breath to even take a sip of water. I don't know how in the world you would be able to actually instruct people too, and like yell at them and motivate them. But
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, we love workout classes, so that's also another great idea of something. I don't know, sometimes like people get a little intimidated to go to a class because you're around other people and like you don't want to do something wrong. But I feel like that's the best way to like get out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. And no one actually is looking at you.
Yeah,
like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, the only person that thinks you look weird is yourself. So if you get over that fear, like you can go anywhere. I can't go to like a bodybuilding gym because I don't know what I'm doing with those weights. But
no, and like honestly, there are some workout classes I'm like Pilates reform.
Pilates, yeah.
I'm a little intimidated. I can't lie, but everyone's got their strength, you know. Like I did Orange Theory for a little. Okay. Fun, but I hate running.
Oh, I hate.
Would you say
running.
cycling's your favorite, or?
I love cycling. I love bar.
I've done bar. Bar is good.
I would say bar is my favorite. It's kind of like a little bit of Pilates, and
it's like little movements, right?
Yeah, it's little movements. It's good, really great for toning. But outside of working out, so you just graduated.
Yes.
And so I want to know a piece of advice that you would give to anybody who's going into their senior year, just starting school.
I've been so emotional this year. I'm sure you could agree too. Like, college was so much fun, and I've talked about it a lot, but freshman year of college, I really hated it. I hated it so much. I wanted to be in New York City.
Yeah.
I literally applied to transfer, got accepted, was considering it. And then when I came up here to tour and really think about it, I was like, F this. No, I can come back later. I just realized how important it was for me to go back there and just like be in Georgia. And I had good friends. I don't know what. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is senior year, I was very emotional because I was like, oh my God, I quote unquote wasted my whole freshman year just wanting to be somewhere else. And I think there's a lot of people who love college and it's like, yes, but there are some people that are like, I haven't found my friends, and maybe even senior year, just not feeling it. It's never too late to make new friends. Reach out to people.
Oh, I love that. Why did I just got goosebumps. And I don't know if it's because we're sitting in front of the air conditioning vent, but I love that. Yeah, I agree.
There were girls in my sorority that I mean, because my pledge class was like 80 girls. How was yours big? Or?
We had like 75, but by the time we graduated, I think we had like 30 maybe.
Oh, totally.
I mean, people transferred in and out of our school.
Or like inactive, whatever.
Get caught at the bars, get kicked out, you know.
You know the drill. Yeah, exactly. So there was a couple girls that I just thought were the coolest people ever. And whenever we did chat, I was like, wait, we vibe so well. So I reached out to some of them and I was like, hey, you want to get coffee? And now like one of them's coming to the city next week and we're hanging out. That. So I think that's a big thing, one. And two, just enjoy it. Like, this is going to sound so contradictory to what I was saying before, but like say yes, because there were times I was like, oh, but then I was like, okay, I'm literally about to graduate. Like my grades are in, I'm fine. Let me go out. Let me go do this, whatever it may be. But just enjoy it and soak it up as much as you can. Like, it's so easy to start thinking about the future. Like, obviously, you're applying to jobs probably right now.
Yeah.
And really thinking about it, but also you're going to miss these years so much. Like,
Absolutely. I was, like, the one thing that I stressed a lot my senior year was, like, okay, my number one goal is just to get a job. And so I had all of this experience and whatever, and I was constantly looking, and I was constantly updating my resume and all that stuff. And, like, that was really my main goal. But my second, very, very close second was, it doesn't really matter what I get as a grade in these classes as long as I get my diploma. At the end of the day, a letter grade that I get in a class that I'm never going to take again, that's probably not even applicable until the job that I'm going to get, which hindsight, it wasn't. I feel like I put so much stress on, like, my schoolwork. And senior year, like, remind yourself to really enjoy it, because at what point in your life are you ever going to be back on a college campus where everyone your age is in the exact same situation, you're in the same classes, you're all figuring yourselves out, and you really don't have those, like, real life responsibilities yet, you know?
Totally.
And so just enjoy the time that you have in college. And yeah, I feel like another thing too with making friends, and this was actually one of my questions, was about, like, how has it been, you know, making friends post-grad versus in college versus, like, also now doing this social media piece, like, if that kind of, like, has any influence. But I feel like a lot of times people maybe aren't happy at school because they haven't felt like they found their people. And so I would encourage people to maybe join a student org, maybe get, like, an on-campus job, or join a sorority. I mean, we were both in that, and I don't know, there's a lot of ways to meet new people on campus. So if you're not happy with who you're surrounding yourself with, then go out and, you know, and find those people that make you happy and keep them close.
Yeah, you have to remind yourself everyone else feels the same way in one way or another, especially freshman year, or when you move to a new city, everyone's kind of like, oh my gosh, this is brand new, but everyone just, like, acts like they know what they're doing.
Totally.
And they're thriving. That was a big thing I struggled with. I was like, everyone else in my sorority is thriving, and they have their friend group, and they're going out every night, and they're loving it. And then I started, like, talking to some of these girls, like, in the bathroom, like, drunk.
Oh, yeah. The bathroom is, like, it's a sacred place in that bathroom.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. The conversations that go on in there are the most supportive conversations I've had in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Love the bathroom.
Always have to have the girls' bathroom. But yeah, with moving to a new city, I do have a lucky situation. I feel like my boyfriend ended up getting a job in New York.
Okay.
So, and, like, we live so close, so, like, that was ginormous. But we're also really independent, so we're not together all the time. But that was, like, a huge thing for me. Two of my best friends from high school just got jobs here, so they moved here, and we've stayed close throughout college. A couple of my friends from college, none of my close friends lived here, and then also Brooke, my podcast co-host, literally lives here. One of my best friends, we've known each other for, like, 8 years, so that was a big one. And then I meet friends through social media, and a lot of people travel to New York too, so I'm in a lucky situation for that. But I did not have that for freshman year in college, so you kind of have to just, like, introduce yourself to people, ask for their number.
It's honestly kind of weird sometimes, but you just kind of got to do it, because you never know, they could end up being, like, your bridesmaid.
True.
So it sounds like mainly you rely on social media to make friends in, like, new city, which that's exactly how I made all my friends in Austin too.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess that makes any, like, mutual friends or no? That's because that also has helped me.
I didn't know anyone in Austin, and I think one of the most commonly asked questions I get is how to make friends in a new city post grad. Like, you're moving, you're starting a new life, and people just don't really know where to start. And I think the number one thing is you have to know who you are and know what you're looking for, and then be able to build friends based around that. Because if you're not super sure of what you're looking for, that's what's going to take a super long time to maybe bring in these people in your life that aren't bringing, like, the best energy, you know?
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so true, though.
Exactly. Love that. So I wanted to mention Brooke, your podcast host, and I want to talk about your podcast too.
Oh.
Plug it here, because y'all's podcast was the second podcast I had ever done.
That was such a good episode too. We were so excited.
I know. I felt like I'd never really done a podcast before, and then I started getting asked to do it, and I'm like, wait, this is fun. I mean, I could talk to a wall, so why not literally just record it as well?
It's the best. Like, when you have a guest that actually talks, like, the worst is when you ask, I don't know if you've had this experience yet, but you will. When you ask them a question, they just answer it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, no, keep talking. Give me something.
Well, you and I, we have very good energy. I feel like we have a lot in common, so we could talk for literally hours. And I think people are going to love this episode too, just because we're very similar.
Definitely.
So talk about Brooke, talk about
yes.
Gals on the Go.
So yes, we started a podcast called Gals on the Go in college. When I was a sophomore, she was a senior, question mark? Yeah,
Okay.
She was a senior. And she's from Long Island, New York. I'm from Tampa, but we met a long time ago. Back when it was weird to meet strangers on the internet. Like, we met for the first time and our moms came because they were like, what the heck?
Oh my
This is
gosh.
so weird. Yeah.
Do you meet through YouTube?
Yeah, like you
Oh
used
my
to be able to
gosh.
message on YouTube. I don't remember, there were like YouTube inboxes. So Brooke messaged me, hey, like, I don't know where you live in Florida, because I didn't really say anything other than I live in the state of Florida. But she's like, I'm going to Tampa area, like, with my family. Do you want to meet up?
No way.
And I was like, wait, actually, it was the funniest thing. So then we met and we hit it off. And then we kept going to, like, YouTube conventions together, BeautyCon, Playlist Live, the whole 9 yards. And then she ended up going to University of Georgia. I was touring a ton of schools in the South. Visited her, fell in love with it, applied, got in, ended up going to the same sorority.
Oh, okay. So you guys went to college together then?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. I was thinking that, and maybe it's because she graduated before you, but I was under the impression that y'all have always lived in different states.
Well, yeah, no, that's a fair impression to have. But honestly, when we were at school together, we recorded together, and we were in the same sorority, but she was 2 years old. We had completely different friend groups. We definitely stayed more independent, and we traveled on the weekends together. That's why the podcast started, because we were like, oh, we're Gals on the Go. We're students on the week during the weekdays.
I love
then
that.
On the weekends, we travel. Like, the first few weeks of my freshman year, we were LA, New York, DC, like, we traveled a lot. So that's kind of how it started, like, student while also doing something on the side. But this is the first time we, like, are basically neighbors and we do a lot together.
Yeah.
So it is really, really
I love
exciting.
that. It's cool to watch, like, your guys' TikToks together.
We're so
and
happy.
see you guys, like, actually hang out. I don't know. It's so fun to see, like, internet friends in person. I mean, Danielle and I have not met until this moment,
And
like,
it doesn't
just
feel like
right
it,
now.
though.
Yeah, because, I mean, the internet is so cool in the way that, like, you can connect with people in a way that, like, you feel like you truly know them. You feel like you're friends before you actually meet. And, I mean, a lot of times, too, it could be a little on the opposite side of, like, people put on a persona of who you are online, and then maybe it doesn't necessarily match, or maybe you're less shyer. But I think in our situation, this
you're
is
exactly
really
the
great.
same.
Yeah, I mean, you're the exact same, too. Love that.
That's always the best.
So, your guys' podcast, it's on
Spotify, iTunes, everywhere you can find a podcast. It's called Gals on the Go. New episodes every Wednesday. We actually just released an episode today called Moving to a New City.
Oh,
and all about
perfect.
it. So definitely check that out.
Amazing.
If you're interested. But
I love that.
we had Jenna on last year. You might have been our first TikToker on, and we were
Really?
like, really nervous.
Ooh.
So
I feel like I don't really consider myself, I mean, yeah, TikTok is like my
I
biggest
know, I
platform,
hate to
but
like just say that. But at the time,
yeah.
that's what you were to us. But
Yeah.
now you're like content creator to me.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like just in general, the term like TikToker, I usually just think of like a dancer, a singer,
Yeah.
I feel like that's changing, which is cool. So yeah, if you guys want to listen to her podcast, it's awesome. I love it. So go check it out, especially that new episode. It's perfect for everybody who's been asking me and DMing me like nonstop about the questions. And so the next thing that I want to talk about is your boyfriend. Okay, first of all, I know you know my situation, so I need some like boy advice.
Oh my gosh, do I know your situation? I'm
Yeah.
like, so happy for
Well,
you.
I want to hear about your boyfriend. When did you guys meet?
Okay, so we met I guess a little bit over 2.5 years ago, because we've been dating for 2.5 years.
Okay.
We met at a bar.
Oh my gosh.
I know, the classic.
What a love story.
I know. It's actually like semi-cute. I think it's semi-cute. So it was like a Saturday night. Yeah, I got my second ear pierced, feeling crazy.
Daddy.
I know.
So edgy of you.
So edgy. And then my friends and I went to a big Italian dinner, because that's like my favorite cuisine. And I got so full on pasta. I don't know why I'm being so specific right now.
The carbs.
The carbs, they just made me so sleepy. And they were like, no, Danielle, we're going out tonight. And I was like, bam, I'm tired. Like, I just want to lay in bed. It was cold. It was in January. And they were like, no, let's go. So we went. I had a little Prosecco before I started to feel a little bit better.
As you should.
And then it was literally like the bars were about to close. They closed in Athens at 2. I don't know if that's standard. New York, I don't know. New York's a lot later. I don't even understand.
Yeah. Some places here close at like 4. I mean, I don't think now with COVID, but...
Yeah, I haven't experienced that yet, but I feel as if I'm going to, so I'm a little nervous about it. But so it was about to be 2:00. This guy walks in and he's wearing a tux. And I'm like, why is this guy, like, I'm in jeans,
Oh my
with, like,
God.
a black bodysuit, whatever. This guy in a tux walks in, and I was literally said to my friend Daly, I was like, oh my God, that guy's so handsome. Like, I literally said the word handsome. I was like, I don't want to talk to him, though. Like, why would I do that, whatever.
Handsome is such a flattering adjective to call a guy, because, like, a guy could be hot, and I feel like a guy that's hot is, like, you just automatically assume that he's probably gonna, like, break your heart.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
a guy that's cute is like, okay, he's cute, but am I like, You know,
I know
what I mean?
That's so true.
But handsome is like, he's got everything.
Handsome.
Like,
that's a
yeah.
good point.
I don't know.
I like that.
Okay, so your
That's how
boyfriend
I
is
felt.
handsome.
Yeah, well, I think he's handsome, and he walked in, and he had a tux on, and I was like, holy crap, like, wow. But I didn't do anything about it, and honestly, at this point, I had broken up with my last boyfriend, who was also a YouTuber, actually,
Okay.
in freshman year. And so this was, like, second semester sophomore year, and I was honestly just getting to this point where I was like, I love myself, like, let's go, I don't need no man, whatever. And of course, that's literally always when it happens.
Yeah.
When you're confident in yourself, loving
Yes.
your life, and then they're like, wait, hello.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anybody who feels like some pressure about like trying to find a boyfriend, I promise you, you need to just literally stop looking.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the
And
only way to go.
sometimes, yeah, like those random guys at the bar that compliment you, buy you a drink, or like maybe you make out with them that night.
Yeah.
They fill a void. They fill a void of like the attention you're seeking. But if you're actually looking for a real relationship, I think you just need to be patient and like be really true to who you are, and then that'll attract the guy that is like perfect for you, and it'll be it'll be unexpected, and it'll be great. So
It's so true.
I
Like,
love that happened for you, and
I
it's
do
going
too.
strong. And he just moved to New York.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, he came up to me that night. We started talking. He kept asking me on dates. I kept saying no because I was literally so happy with my life. And I could tell that I was starting to like him. I'm sure you could kind of relate a little bit. And you're like, no, like, I don't want to like you. No, no.
It's so annoying because you're like,
so annoying. Like, I'm going to go deep. Like, no. And so now here we are 2.5 years later living in the same city. So, yeah, so fast forward. He lives here now, and he's actually been working out of my apartment because his apartment doesn't have Wi-Fi yet. So, and he works from home currently. So I hope he gets to go in the office soon. I feel bad. Like, he moved to New York City, and
doesn't really get to like experience it a whole lot.
poor guy. He literally works till like he's in finance, so it's like 7
Okay.
8 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's a finance bro.
Yeah.
Is he
I'm
gonna be
into
working
that.
in FiDi?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
That's where their office
Love it.
is. So,
Oh my gosh.
exactly. But no, I'm so thankful to have him here, and he's completely opposite of me. Like, I, go, plan, and he's so go with the flow, but he's such like a rock. He's so simple, barely uses social media. He doesn't even have a TikTok, doesn't have anything, barely an Instagram. But
I feel like
so
that's kind of
warming.
good. It's kind of refreshing.
It's so nice because I'm just like so high energy that I need someone to be like, hey, chill. So
to kind of ground you a little bit. So my question is, how do you guys like spend time together? How are you guys having fun on the weekdays and like going on
that's
dates?
cute.
And this is the, kind of like ideas for couples. I mean, you guys have been dating for like a couple years, so how do you keep things interesting?
So it's so funny you say that because I'm so like, I think I just read too many romance novels. I don't even know. Like,
I wish I liked reading.
I know it's tough.
I
get
love a
my
good
zones.
rom-com movie though.
Oh yeah, I watch more rom-coms than I do read. So right there with you. But I feel like for me, I'm always thinking about it. I'm like, no, we have to keep the spark alive. I'm so annoying. So
no, I think it's important.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not consistently putting energy into your relationship, like that's when things kind of fall off, you know?
It's part of your life. Like there's been times I've had to kind of say to him, like, he just gets comfortable, and I'm a great girlfriend.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll be like, hey dude, like I'm Danielle. Like you gotta like not I'm Danielle, but like I'm me and I know my worth. Like, can you please we need to
we love that.
I don't know.
It's great to feel safe and to feel comfortable around someone, but sometimes feeling too comfortable in the relationship that can lead to problems, and that can lead to like not taking your relationship for granted and not always appreciating the person that you're with the way that you did when you first started dating. Because I mean, you get over that honeymoon phase. Why am I talking as if I know anything?
No, you do.
I mean,
You're saying it all right.
I mean, I was in a relationship for 6 years. I beat that to the ground.
Oh my
But
God.
like now, so I think I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I want. Like, I'm very clear on that, and it's great that you're embodying that because once I get to that point. So I would love kind of like what you guys do.
So I'd say at least once a week we do like a date. Like we go on a date of some sort, even if it's just going to get food. We've actually been into cooking together recently, so it's like a whole night. You go, you pick out the ingredients. It is so fun to cook with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like it's just like cute. Like I'm obnoxious and put on like jazz, like Frank Sinatra, something of the sorts.
I love
Set
that.
the vibes, or a little country music, like open a bottle of wine, whatever. It's just so simple. You have to eat anyway, so why not romanticize it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, cute. Do you put on like the sexy little apron too?
Unfortunately, I don't have that, but we'll
don't
look
worry,
into
girl.
it.
I'll Amazon Prime you one after this.
Excellent. Didn't know about this. And so yeah, we'll make meals, or we'll go to dinner, or like I'm just thankfully in New York now, I have a lot of restaurants DMing me like, hey, come check out our restaurant for the night, like whatever. And so Ryan's like, let's go. Yeah, free drink. Let's do it. You know, so that's been really fun. We were talking last night about like going to a Yankees game or something, like taking the train over there, like getting a hot dog, like just you have to put in effort though. It's not just gonna happen. Like some problem in our relationship at one point was me just kind of hoping he would have all these amazing ideas, and he's so down for whatever, but he's like so busy with work, and I do have a lot more time that I'm kind of like overthinking everything. So I kind of had to realize like, okay, Danielle, like unfortunately he's not gonna plan these romantic dates 4 times a week. That's just not realistic. And so it's a compromise always, and he definitely hears me out now, and he'll like notice if like we haven't hung out as much, or vice versa, like, oh hey, we should like watch a movie tonight. It's all about that balance.
I love that. That's
So,
great.
Yeah.
I think just kind of keeping that spark alive, and just, you know, trying to find new ways that you can kind of like, I don't know, deepen your relationship, I guess.
Yeah, and
keeps things interesting.
Yeah, one time I had to force him to play it, but he did get into it. Have you seen the game We're Not Really Strangers?
Oh my gosh, I love that you asked that. My last episode that I just
Did you guys play it?
Yes.
I have to listen to this.
So it's funny. Like, this is so cool. So Connor and I were like, all right, we recorded our episode 4 times. First time was
4. Oh
yes,
my gosh.
yes. First time was like, it was right after our trip to Chicago. It was like a little intimate, you know, like kind of reminiscing on the week. And I think maybe that's when I started realizing I felt a certain way.
Mhm.
And so, and then the second time, we're like, I don't know, that's a little too personal. Let's redo it. Second time,
I hear you.
super professional. It sounded like an interview, and I'm like, this is just not us. You know, it doesn't embody like our personality and who we are together. We need to redo it. So then we're like, all right, let's loosen up. We drank a couple bottles of wine, drank too much.
Love it.
And then got hammered, and we're like, we cannot use this. Like, my eyes are like, they were bad.
The
I was
eyes,
slurring.
the drunk eyes, yep.
And then the 4th time, we're like, you know what? Why don't we like play a game, and we actually like have a game night, and then we record during it, and that's like our fun activity of the week, you know? So we played We're Not Really Strangers.
It definitely, you learn a lot.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, okay, well, we're gonna play this anyway, so like, let's reach out to We're Not Really Strangers, like, let's see if they're in on this, and let's see if like, maybe we can make this, you know, some type of like little series, you know?
Definitely.
And because there's like so many different games you can play, and I think it's a great way to get to know your partner in like just a totally different sense.
Yeah, some of the questions are like, oh my gosh, it's not awkward, but it's just like, it's deep.
It's
you know?
so
it goes
deep.
deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, love
That's
that.
great. Yeah,
so you played that with your boyfriend?
Yeah, I played it once, and then they just sent me the relationship expansion.
Oh, okay.
Have you done that one yet?
I haven't done that one yet.
I haven't either.
Seemed a little too fast for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, yeah. That was, and honestly, the first time we played it was our 2-year anniversary. So you're ahead of the game. I wish this would have been good because I would have gotten to know a lot more about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely had to get beer involved too. I was like, I need a beer. Like, let's do this. You know?
Are you a beer girl?
I've become a beer girl.
Oh my god, who are you?
I don't know. It's something that's developed in the last month, literally.
What kind of beer? That's important.
Well, it started with at Polly's place in Athens. They have this amazing sour, like a red sour, like very girly beer. I started loving, and then I was like, wait, maybe I do like beer. And Ryan's really into beer too. So like, it's also like a little social thing we do on weekdays. We might go to like a brewery for like one drink, and I would like try his IPA, and I was like, you know, it's like something. It's like a social thing too, like talking about beer.
I know. You know what?
Do you like beer?
No,
like literally not at all. So what about like a Corona with lime?
Corona tastes like skunk to me.
Skunk.
I don't know why it tastes like skunk to me. Honestly, when I think of beer, I think of drinking a warm Keystone or Natty Light at like Fidel.
Oh no, yeah, never did that.
Or like
never will.
Sigma Chi Basement.
I understand.
I can't. I actually, this is a funny story. The first time I ever drank beer, and I was in high school, like no one come for me, you guys. I was very much teacher's pet. What were you like in high school?
I was teacher's pet to an extent. I was like the girl that's involved in everything, so kind of like that vibe.
Same. So I was very much like against drinking, and I think it was like either my junior or senior year. I don't know. I shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to college soon. Like, I'm gonna be drinking in college. I know I will be, and
totally.
you know, like if there's ever a time that I'm gonna try to drink, like I want it to be around my friends I'm comfortable with, whatever. So we're playing a good game of quarters. You know what that is? You bounce.
Is it fun?
I mean, it's okay. We used to play it like all the time. It's basically just a cup full of beer, and then you bounce a quarter into it. And if you bounce it, then you can give the beer to someone to drink.
Okay, I played something like that. Yes.
Okay, so we're playing quarters, and we're using Blue Moon. And I mean, we're like.
I actually like Blue Moon. With like an orange.
At the time though, like I was so young.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like.
Your tongue's like.
I think I was 18 at the time.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
that's legal in Europe, so.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like somebody might come for me for this.
Oh, I've talked about drinking in high school before.
Oh, you have?
So
okay, cool. Well, no one cancel me, you guys. I was very honest about it with my parents.
Yeah.
So I got the cup given to me of this Blue Moon, and I knocked it back, barely, and straight through my nose. Like literally, the beer came out through my nose.
Oh, so you're scarred.
I'm scarred, and I feel like I would probably like Blue Moon if I drank it now, but just thinking back to that, it did it for me. And so now, not much of a beer girl. Cider, I could get behind.
Cider's good, and I assume you like seltzers. Duh.
Yeah, seltzers they're okay. You know what? I feel like I'm a little bit over that White Claw train.
I'm over it, but like if someone gave you a seltzer and you needed something to drink, like you'd drink it, right?
Yeah, I would drink it for sure.
But I don't order seltzers anymore.
For
I'm
sure.
So over it.
Well,
I don't have a bar drink. Do you have a bar drink?
I was literally just gonna say, while we're on the
same
topic,
person.
people always ask, Jenna, what's your go-to bar drink? And I'm like, yes, I do go to the bar to get a drink. Like, I don't have something that I'm consistently getting, I guess.
Do you do like vodka soda lime?
Yeah, I feel like that's so basic.
It's so basic.
Oh my God.
I wish I could be that. I just hate it. It's so bad to me.
I know. It doesn't taste good at all. Like, honestly, the only reason why I get it because it's just something easy to order.
Oh, I know.
Because what am I gonna do? Get like a martini at a club? Like, what? They don't have time for that.
My like favorite drink that my guy friend told me to try, because I like gin randomly.
Okay.
It's good in like mixed drinks. But sometimes, like, at a bar when it's really loud and you're like, I just need, like all my friends are like, vodka soda lime, I'll just be like, okay, 3 of those. But if they can actually hear me, I actually get gin with cranberry juice and a splash of lemonade.
Okay. Interesting.
But headache the next day.
Okay.
But I don't have it. I want a mimosa. They don't have those here.
They don't have them in New York?
I mean, I could.
I feel like you could totally whip that up.
Yeah, I'd have to say, like, I want a mimosa with vodka, and they're going to look at me with 3 heads. But, yeah, no, I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible in New York.
Interesting. All right. Well, so anybody who's looking for a new drink to try, you got to get the gin, cranberry, and lemonade.
Absolutely.
I guess.
It's really tasty. I also drink really slow, so I've gotten into shots lately.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I know. The shots do it for me. But my last question about your boyfriend, and
right.
I know, right? Him.
Sorry,
Not that I want this whole thing to be about it, but
no.
I think that sometimes, like, you have like a super close friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you love them, you spend a ton of time with them, and then they get a boyfriend, and then you don't see them anymore, and like they stop coming around as much, and like maybe your friendship kind of dies out. I'm curious how you maintain your friendships, even though you spend so much time with your boyfriend, and like, has that affected any of like your close girlfriends?
I am literally so happy you asked me this, because this is actually something I feel like I've pretty much mastered. So I'm an overthinker. I'm always thinking about like a people pleaser, you know. I'm always thinking about like how other people feel. So when Ryan and I started dating, obviously I had some really close friends, but then junior and senior year I started living with my best friend Delaney, and I was always really nervous. I didn't want her to ever feel like I was hanging out with him more, and he didn't want his friends to feel like that either, so we kind of had the same kind of vibe. So I actually made a whole video about like managing my time, and I literally talked about like your boyfriend or girlfriend too. This was like years ago though. I literally will sit down for the week and be like, okay, so I have a date with Ryan on Tuesday night, we're probably gonna like have a sleepover that night, and maybe like Friday and Saturday I'll see him. So Monday night, girls' night with Delaney, we're watching like The Bachelor or something. Wednesday night, do something with the girl. Like, I like literally think about
how you can
which
manage
is
your time.
Crazy. So not everyone's like that, but I think also just being aware, like, just be like, okay, I've been with my boyfriend like literally for the past 3 days. My roommate's been at home like alone, or my friends like have asked me to hang out. I've said no 3 times. Like, just kind of taking a step back, but also you have to do what feels right for you. Like, if you really are wanting to be with your boyfriend or girlfriend that night, like, hang out with them.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. You know, that's something I also dealt with, was feeling too guilty and trying to overcompensate. And then Delaney or any of my other friends would be like, Danielle, like, we're good. Like, I have homework tonight. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's just finding that balance. But I feel like I did a pretty good job of it, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I can tell, too, that you, like, I mean, I can see from an outside perspective, and obviously what I see is not the truth, but, like, I can tell that you have so many things going on in your life. I think the most important thing, like, our age in your 20s, is that you remain like yourself, and
Absolutely.
Then you don't become who your boyfriend is or who your partner is, and you just supplement each other, so you're still kind of like pursuing what you wanted to do on your own.
Yeah, because God forbid something happened, you don't want to regret all those years, and like
then you lose all your friends and you break up and no one's there for you because like you abandoned them, and you know.
Absolutely. And I think also like something that helps keep the spark alive, if you will, is doing your independent things, like being your, like this morning he was in my because I was saying he was using my Wi-Fi, and I was like, okay, I'm going to record a podcast, then I have lunch, whatever, and he was like, okay, like go have fun. And to me it was like the cutest thing to be like, okay, bye, like have a great day, like peace out. And then we come back later and it's so exciting because we have so much to talk about. We both did our own thing, and then you come together. So I think that's a really great point.
Yeah, love that. Well, we're going to wrap things up because you have a super busy schedule. It's New York Fashion Week. You have events. You got stuff to go to. I loved having you on this podcast. Seriously, so great to meet you in person.
This has been so much fun.
This should be the thumbnail if you're watching it. That should be the YouTube thumbnail.
Oh, absolutely.
So my last thing, I end every single episode by asking my guest, what is your recommendation of my followers, my listeners, to do for fun for the week?
Okay, so this is because I know you do this. I'm prepared. So
you're prepared. I love it.
This might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I love to dance.
Okay.
It's so healing, and I'm challenging you guys to do this because I'm challenging myself to do it. I moved to a new city. Go to a pickup like dance class, like a drop-in dance class.
I love that.
Why not? I'm signing up for a hip-hop class at Broadway Dance Center, hopefully in the next few weeks, and I'm so pumped.
I love that. Lily and I did like a hip-hop dance class at True Fusion a while back.
That sounds amazing.
Dancing is such a good workout. Like it's such good cardio. It gets your heart racing, and you feel like kind of hot. You kind of feel kind of hot. You're like, ooh, let's go. I might be taking this dance to the club later.
Might be.
So you heard it here first. Go to a dance class.
Go to a dance class, or take like a YouTube dance class. I've done that before too, especially during quarantine.
And on your way there, put on Gals on the Go. Listen to Danielle's podcast, and then also just plug your socials too if anybody wants to follow you, and then we'll leave it there.
Cool. Yeah. So pretty much all of my stuff is Danielle Carolan, Carolan, and Gals on the Go podcast. I'm kind of on all the social medias, so check me out.
Yeah, check her out.
Thanks for having me.
And of course, I loved having you here. I'm sure a lot of people are going to love this episode.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll wrap things up and get busy with our New York City schedules.
Woo! Gals
on the Go. Yeah, I guess we'll listen to you next Tuesday.
All right. Bye, guys.